Today's generation, they are judging you based off your looks, how tall you are, your your breast size, how big's her butt, if she's slim, fit, beautiful face, long hair, if he's muscular, physically in shape, if he's a Chad, Tyrone, Pookie and Ray Ray, if she's a Samantha, Gloria, Keisha, you name it. We got the stereotypes all across the board. And let's just be real. The top most sexually appealing people on dating apps are dominating in the dating market. And it's not just the dating market alone, because let's not call it that. Let's call it the sexual market. And where the sexual market and the dating market is at today, this is what created the hookup culture. So there's no such thing as dating like that anymore. It's now we're now in a time where dating is not really the norm. And if it was in the norm, they would show it on television. They would show it on the news. I'm pretty sure dates still happens, right? But dates now today is, let me come over to your house. Let's Netflix and chill. Let's bang. Let me see how good she is in bed. Let me see how good he is in bed. If he says what he looks like, if she says what she looks like, and then we'll take things from there. So people today are judging you based off how you look and sex first. And then they're going to look at the character. This is why there's an increased rate of unwanted pregnancies, STDs, and on top of that, you have a rise on cheaters, infidelity, idolatry, drama, baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. Everything is about sex rather than, let me get to know this guy first. Where does he see himself in 10 years? Where does she see herself in 10 years? Is he a husband? Is she a wife? Let me get married first before I lose my virginity. I don't want to have children out of wedlock. I want to have children in wedlock. You don't hear people talk about this no more. The norm now is not marriage. Marriage is not trending. God is not trending. You know what's trending? The hookup culture. And how can you verify this? The rise of OnlyFans, the rise of pornography, the rise of promiscuous people, the rise of hoes, the rise of whoremongers. People are just doing it. And you see a lot of this being backfired on a lot of nice men. And you know what's funny? This is how mgtow came to be and how hypergamy also transformed the game. This is what brought up the red pill. This is what brought up and created mgtow. Men going their own way. The red pill. This is what created this. This is what also created the black pill. Because there's a lot of men out there who believes in the black pill sector of YouTube or in the community. They believe that there's nothing they can do to change themselves in order to attract a woman. And some of these guys are also bad because they also make it about sex too. I hear terms of, why buy the milk when you could get it for free? These are the type of problems that's causing the dynamic shift in the dating market to no longer be the dating market. It's more like a situationship market / hookup culture market. It's not about, oh, I want to marry this guy. I want to marry this woman. I could see her being the love of my life. Nope. It's all about, how good is he in bed? Girl, he looked good. Girl, I could change him. Man, I could change her. Because there's men out there who thinks they could change who could change a bad girl or a bad chick. And I'm aware of the stereotypes where people want what they can't have, People want the people who looks good, who's bad, who is a 10. There's a female equivalent to a Chad and Tyrone and a Pookie and a Ray Ray. There's a female equivalent to that, Keisha, Samantha, however you want to call them. But at the end of the day, this goes off of lust. You're lusting after after someone's looks, rather than getting to know them as a person. But you want them to get to know you from your body. You cannot know someone from their body, and this is the reason why this world is so warped today. Marriages was more tight back then because at least when two virgins came together, it was a beautiful thing in the eyes of God after you got married. Now people are spoiled. They're rotten. They don't know that they're damaging themselves. They're putting soul ties on themselves, evil spirits, to bring bad habits into their marriages, to also cheat on their spouses because they feel like their spouse is not enough. And there's a lot of people out there that think that they're settling because of how someone looks, but because of the type of money that they make, they're selling with them. Let's just be real. Everybody can't have it all. You can't have that 6 foot tall man with a big package. He's handsome, nice jawline, buff. He's making 6 foot. He's making six figures. He's rich. He's making a lot of money. And the same thing for men. There's men who who can't have a trophy wife, who's also a 10 out of 10, who's freaking promiscuous, who's also a nerd, who cooks and cleans, who takes care of the kids, blah, say blah. This is the bullcrap I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. People today and society makes everything about sex. This is the reason why now on TV shows and movies, most of the time, they're sexualizing the main characters of those movies or those shows to slowly indoctrinate us, to condition us, the viewers, to think that this is what type of man I should go after. This is what type of female I should go after, or what type of woman I should go after. This is what type of man I should go after. And it gives people this negative, unrealistic expectations to want that type of individual, and they think that they deserve it. And there are people out there who think it's normal to get to know somebody through sex rather than getting to know them as a person, because what if you're not compatible with that person? I hear cases where there's women who has one man that they sleep with, but because his character is crap and they're not compatible, she's only going to use him to sleep with. But when she goes home to her husband has security, he has money, but he's not physically appealing. He's not enough for her. And there's some men who are decent. There are men out there who are decent, but because of his height, his looks, he's average, that he's not enough. And there's average women out there who has the audacity to have this mindset. I hear terms where Calvary is destroyed and women killed it. And I could understand to some degree. Not all women, but the majority of women in the dating pool, that they gave most of their power, their body, to the wrong men. And then other men that are good has to face the consequences of it. No, they do not. And this is why a lot of women today, they feel that men that always accept them, they believe that all men has a low self-esteem and they're going to accept any man. They're going to accept any woman that comes to their lives with all their baggage, their mess, their baby daddy drama, their 4 or 5 different kids. They're not a virgin. They have a promiscuous past. They slept with over 4 or 5, not even 5, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 guys. And there's men who also comes with baggage too. I call them whoremongers, just like whores. It's the equivalent to a female whore. I'm not just getting on women only, because everyone needs correction. We all need to self-reflect. I believe in practicing what I preach as well. But if I also made a mistake, I'd rather own up to it, hold myself accountable to not go back into the past to make that same mistakes in the present, because that wouldn't be fair to my partner or my wife as well. I'm a married guy. Me and my wife came with flaws. Everyone has flaws. There's nothing wrong with being ashamed of some characteristics that you have that you're trying to work on. You could work it on together in a marriage while you're married, building together. Now these days, people don't want to build nothing. They just want a lot of women today just want the man on the finish line. They want it now. And there's men who also are practicing this exact same behavior. And this is a huge shift where everything is about sex. Everything is so sexualized. And it's no better when women also are enabling it. It's no better when men is also enabling women to believe that this is what men want. They want a whore. They want a thought. They want a woman to look like a prostitute. That's something you should save in the bedroom for your wife. That's something you should save in the bedroom for your husband. People are not talking about marriages anymore, man, in the mainstream media. Everywhere I go on YouTube, on social media, TikTok, Instagram, it's relating and a reflection of what people are thinking about today. This is where the dating dynamic is today. It's about sex. If he ain't good in bed, he's not the one. If she's not good in bed, she's not the one. Then they look at your body. Then they look at how the way you look. People tend to overlook people's characters, people's flaws. Stop getting caught in someone's body and how the way they look, because looks could definitely deceive you. You have to also look at a person's actions rather than their looks. You have to look at somebody's character. There's a lot of average people out there. There are people who I know who has an average husband, who have an average looking wife. And guess what? They make it work. They make things work. They're not coming in selfish. They're coming together to join together, to live right and live smart. Not live being shallow. Yes, to some degree. I'm not saying to settle down someone that you're unattractive to. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that instead of looking at a person's sexual value based off how good they could please you and perform in bed, look at their character first and decide if you want them to be your spouse, your husband, or your wife. Many people today are not thinking outside the box. They're thinking with their bodies. They're thinking with their junk. They're thinking about how this person could pleasure them and please them. And this is the reason why you have a lot of people ghosting each other, because this is where we are at today in society. People are damaging themselves. They're damaging their spirit. They don't realize how much damage they're causing to themselves and to other people who does not even deserve it. You may come with baggage to somebody who didn't even want that. This is why it's also important to humble yourself. I made a mistake. I'm going to hold myself accountable. I was wrong about this. I need to look for someone for who they are as a person and their character. Looks do matter to some degree. I understand that and I get that, right? But you should not give up your body immediately to everyone that you see that looks good and think that showing your body and letting them use your body for sex is going to let that person stay. It does not work that way. It's actually the opposite, because many people does not respect people. They're not subconsciously, they're not going to respect you. I'm sorry. There may be very rare cases where people does stay and date and get married after getting to know each other through sex, but it shouldn't be this way. There'll be a decreased number of unwanted pregnancies, unwanted STDs, unwanted drama. It's just sad how the reflection of where we are as a society today is how everything is reflected on social media, in movies, TV shows. Sex, sex, sex. It's very sad. It's scary. This world is full of lust and sin, and it's crazy to think that a lot of people think that something like this is normal. It is not normal at all. I believe in being modest. Thank God my wife is also believing in being modest as well. And I'm going to teach my son and my daughter the exact same thing. Value a person's character first. before overlooking their other flaws with their body or their height, and shame them on something that they have no control over. Women may have control over makeup, but guess what? Makeup is fake at the end of the day. The Bible speaks about makeup as well, and I made videos about that. And those of you who are new to my channel, you can look up my previous videos on where I spoke about makeup and other things like that from the past and how it correlates with the future now. This is Casual Talk here. Peace out. Let me know what you think.